I'm N. Sarita from TTWREIS Boys Pedavura, TGT in Maths. How are you all? I hope you all doing well and good at home. I think your parents are very busy in the agriculture works. It's a season for cultivation. Am I correct? Yes. Now, what the first step in the doing cultivation? First, they use the ploughing. Yes, in the ploughing in a lines. In that, they sowed the seeds. Yes. So now you can see this slide. How they sow the seeds in a straight path. In a straight path, they sow the seeds. Okay. Now see this. How they sow the seeds? Like this they are sowing. No. How it's looking? How these are looking? These are in the straight path. They are sowing seeds. If you consider this each part as a point, each seed as the point, now without gap, means different on the size of the seeds, they will use to put that. Okay, now without gap, if we place these all, now it forms like a line segment. Why I am saying it as the line segment? Why it is a line segment? It has the two ends in the boundary of the land only. They will sowing that seeds. Okay, now point. What is the point? It's a. Have you listened the sentence? In the biology, you have one lesson. Cell is a basic unit of life. Yes. Now here point is the basic unit for the geometry. Means our geometry. So here point helps on depend on this point the total geometry is built. Okay, now see this. This is the point. How point can be represented? Point can be represented always with the capital alphabet. Either it may be A, B, C, D, whatever it is, but always we have to represent it by using capital letter. Now this can be read as point A. How we should read it? We should read it as the point A. Now come to this. Okay. When they put this together like points very close without gap. So this forms the line segment. Line segment means it's a set of points which has starting and ending. Starting point and ending point is called in a straight path is called what? It is a line segment. Line segment. So what is line segment now? Line segment is a set of points in a straight path which has two end points, means one is starting point and the another one is ending point. Now see this. It is what, children? It is like a line segment because it has the starting point and the ending point. So it is called as the line segment. Okay, next we have, okay, line segment we can draw like this. How we represent the line segment? I said that it has 2 points, no, starting and ending. Starting point let us mark with X and ending point mark with the Y. Now X, Y, how do we represent? It's a starting point X, Y, and we have to put the small bar on it. So this is the representation of the line segment. Line segment X, Y. Now, but here I said that it has starting and ending points. No, is it? Do we able to measure this? Yes, we can measure it. We can measure it because we know it's a starting point and ending points. That's why we can measure it. So line segment has definite length. Definite length, and it is having one dimensional because it has only length, no breadth, no height, no thickness and all. So that's why it has only one dimensional. It is one dimensional point. It doesn't have any measurements. Okay, so this is the point, this is line segment. If now I wanted to produce this, produce in the sense I am drawing more longer. So if a line segment is produced in both the directions, line segment I am producing means I am drawing more longer in both the directions, means on the right side and left side without ends, means infinitely, then it is called a line. It is called a line. So how we represent the line? Same with capital letter A, B at the end point, at the edges we can mark, and A, B line. This is A, B line. Now next, okay, now A, B line. Now if I wanted to rub this part, then what is left? We have one end point and one side it can be produced. One side it can be produced. This arrow mark represent it can be produced infinitely in that direction. Okay, here P, it has end point. Point is there, means it has the one end point and it can be produced on the other direction. So here it is what? P, Q. How it is looking? It is looking like a ray only, no? Arrow. So you all knows that arrow. Okay, so it is what? It is said to be the ray. What it is said to be? It is said to be a ray. How we represent it? PQ on the ray symbol. So this is PQ ray. Okay, next. Now come to the next. If one ray we have drawn, now here both the rays are started from the, both are having the common point. At one point only they both were started. Now the magnitude or measure of this part, okay, both are having, the two rays are started from the same point, are produced from the same point. This magnitude is said to be the angle. Is said to be the angle. What we can say this common point? It is vertex. It is vertex. This point is called the vertex. Okay, so the measure of this part is called what? It is the between the two arms is called what? It's a angle. So the sides or these two rays are said to be the arms are sides. Arms are sides of angle. These are said to be arms are sides of the angle. This common point where they both were started is said to be the vertex, and this magnitude is said to be the angle. So when that angles are formed, only in this condition? No. When the two lines intersect, if we consider this as the lines, if two lines intersect at a point, then also angles are formed. Okay, now you see this in the nature, means around us. Do we find any angles in our surroundings? Yes, everywhere we find the angles. Now let us see this. This is a branch. Okay, here we can see the angles. Here we can see the angle. See, this is the main branch and main stem is there, and for this we have the side branches. Okay, so here it forms the angle. See this part, here it formed angle, here angle, here. So many angles are there. Okay, different angles are formed in this. Okay, how do we measure the angles? Okay, we find that, okay, it is called angle, that's okay, fine. But how do we measure it? I said that measure of this is said to be the angle. Now how do we measure it? To measure the angle, we use this equipment. It's called a protractor. What we call it? It's called as the protractor. Now how we measure, we can see. Look at the diagram. This is the angle. Okay, angle I have drawn. So this vertex I am marking with the O, and the first arm is A and this is B. Now O vertex, OA and OB are the arms of the angle. Now whenever we are measuring the center point or center of the protractor, we have to place at the vertex. Place at the vertex, and this zero line must be coincides with any of these arms. Either it must be coincides with this or with the another. Now you can see this. How many degrees it is? Now count from the 0. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now this angle is how many degrees? It is 60 degrees angle. It is what? 60 degrees angle. So with the protractor we will measure that angles. Okay, so now, but only one type of angle is there, or all the angles are same? No, we have different types of angles. We have different types of angles. What are the different types of angles we have? Depend on their measures angles were classified. First, when you can see here two rays are there. Now here see this, I have two strips. Now both are coincide at the same point. Now what is the angle between these two? We can find it as the one only, no? So therefore no angle in between them, means it is zero angle. It is what? Zero angle. Now make one strip to there only, means fixed, and one you can move. Only one strip we move. Now we find the angle, no? Here we find the angle. So what is the angle here? So if the angle between 0 and 90 degrees, measure of angle between 0 to 90 degrees, between 0 to 90 degrees, this is called acute angle. Acute angle. Okay, acute angle. Acute angle, how to remember this? When the baby is very small, when we born, our angle is 0 if compare with this. Okay, so when we move, means now here the cute baby, when we are very small, what the people will call? Baby, cute baby, yes. So that is acute angle when we are very small, compare with our life cycle only, to remember this angle. Acute angle. Next, we have between 90 only I said. Next 90 degrees. 90 degrees is a right angle. Is what? It's a right angle. If the measure of angle is 90 degrees, then the angle is called right angle. Right angle. So right angle means, let us compare it with our life cycle. So we are able to stand straight and we go to the school. We are able to stand straight and we start doing our works. Okay, so that is called right angle. Okay, next 90 degrees over. What then after 90 degrees? We have between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. 90 and 180. So I'll draw the diagrams here. Okay, acute angle. Next right angle, standing straight I said. Okay, so next one is 90 to 180 degrees. 90 to 180 degrees between, what we can say, it is a obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. So till here we are able to stand 90 degrees. So after this we start working, we go to the school and we will learn all the things in this time. So that is obtuse angle. Start bending, means according to that we will be flexible. Okay, so that is 90 degrees to 180 degrees, that is called the obtuse angle. Next to 180 degrees is over. Next to 180 degrees, between 180 I said. Okay, first 0 is a 0 degrees angle if there is no angle. Next 90 to 180, 90, next 0 to 90, 90 degrees, 90 to 180, next 180 degrees. What is called it? It is a straight angle. It is straight angle, 180 degrees, straight angle. Here it forms a straight angle. Okay, straight angle means, so completion of studies and next we are settled in the life, get a good job and settled in the life, relax mode. So that is 180 degrees straight angle. Okay, next to after that we have 180 to 360 degrees. 180 to 360 degrees between. So this is called reflex angle. Reflex angle. Till all the things our parents are taking care for us from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. Here you are settled in the life. Next what you do? After that your turn starts for reflecting, doing all the works what you have learned from your parents. Its reflections is started. So this is reflect angle. Reflect angle. So here angle is more than 180 degrees. So these are the types of angles. These are what? Types of angles. Where do we find these angles? In the only in these branches? In everywhere. So you can see this slide. Now in the watch we find the angle. When it is 3 o'clock exactly, angle will be 90 degrees. If it is 2 o'clock, The angle will be 60 degrees. Okay, if it is time 1 o'clock, 30 degrees. Okay, next the angle between the body and wings of the aeroplane, and bird's beak also we can find the angle. When we open the scissor, here also we can see the angles. In different means in everywhere we find the angles in our life. Yes. So next we see that, but only one angle is there? No. Okay, if combination of angles is there, pairs of, next if we have combination, not single angle, if it is between 0 and 90, 90 and 180, 180 and 360 we have discussed. Okay, if it is complete the 360 degrees is called the, if measure is 360 degrees, that is called what? It's a complete angle. Now see this, pairs of angles. We have the, when two different pairs of angles, that is adjacent angle. First adjacent angle. Now see this children, this is the angle, okay, O, X, Z. Okay, so now vertex is O, OX and OZ are the arms. Now we can draw the one more ray between that XOZ angle. Angle can be represented like this, XOZ. At the, where the angle formed, that point must be written in the middle, XOZ. Now X, this is what? I have drawn one more ray in between that XOZ. Now this is divided into two angles. This is first angle, this is second angle. This both the angles. What is the first angle? XOY. What are the angles formed here? XOY. And what is the another angle? YOZ. YOZ. Total how many angles are formed here? Two angles are formed. Now you see this XOZ. What are the arms of the XOZ? XO, or right, OX, and the next OY are the two arms. And what are the arms for the YOZ? OY and next OZ are the two arms. Okay, now you can see this. What is the common arm in both? OY is the common arm in both. But everything is start from O, means it is the common vertex. The two angles which are formed with the common arm and common vertex, common arm and common vertex, are said to be the adjacent angle. Adjacent means besides. They have the common, if the two rooms, classrooms also we may observe, they have the common wall in the between. So in the same way here it has that common arm or common ray, common side. Okay, so common vertex also. This is said to be adjacent pair. Now you can see this. Here also we have the angles, but where is the, if I mark this is 1, this is 2, 1 and 2. Is this both are the adjacent angles? No. Why these both are not adjacent angles? Because they formed at the common vertex, it's okay. They both formed at the common point or common vertex O. But they don't have the common arm. That's why these are not adjacent angles. This pair of angles are not adjacent angles. These are adjacent angles. I hope you understood the difference between the adjacent and non-adjacent angles. Next. Okay, next we see that let us see this adjacent angles. Next, the second figure is adjacent angles. Next we have another. Look at this children. Now here how many angles are formed when these two lines are intersected? Intersected means if they cut at a point, the two lines cut at a point, they are said to be the intersecting lines. They are said to be the intersecting line. These two lines are intersect at a point P. Next, this line small l This line is small m. Line can be represented by the small letters also, but when we are representing with capital letters, we have to use the two capital letters, but when we are representing a line with the small letter, we have to use only single letter. Okay, this is line L, this is line M, both were intersected at a point P. Okay, now how many angles are formed? Can you say that? Yes, how many angles are formed? Angle 1, 2, 3, 4. Total how many angles are formed here? Now you can see this also. 1, 2, 3, 4 angles are formed. 4 angles formed. Now see this, these 4 angles, these two, 1 and 2 are what? Adjacent angles. 1 and 4 also adjacent. Why these are for adjacent angles? Because they have common arm P. So this line M, this part is the common for the these both 1 and 2 angles, and both are formed at the same point P. So these are adjacent. Even what are the remaining pairs of adjacent angles? 1, 4, 4, 3 and 3, 2 common. Okay, now you can see this. Now 2 and 4 are said to be the vertically opposite angles. 2 and 4 are said to be vertically opposite angles. Why these are vertically opposite? They formed at same vertex, but on opposite directions are said to be the vertically opposite angles. Next we have complementary angles. Complementary angles. What is meaning for complementary angles? If the sum of two angles is 90 degrees, sum of two angles 28 degrees plus 62 degrees. What is the sum of these two angles? 90 degrees. Suppose you can take this diagram. This is 62 degrees. This is 28 degrees angle. 28 degrees. What is sum of these two? Sum of these two is 90 degrees. So such pairs of angles are said to be the complementary angles. Now complementary angles 28 and 62 are complementary angles, but when come to the single, if one angle is given 62 degrees, then how do we find the next angle? 90 minus 28. 90 minus 62, automatically we get the another complement angle. Okay, next we have supplementary angles. Next we have pair of supplementary. Pair of supplementary is nothing but here complementary 90 degrees, no? So sum of two angles is 180 degrees. If the sum of two angles is 180 degrees, now see this angle is 50 degrees and like the another angle is 130 degrees. 130 degrees. Now sum of these two angles are said to be the supplementary angles. Okay, what is the name? Supplementary angles, these are. Okay, next conjugate angles means sum of angles is equal to 360 degrees, that is said to be the conjugate angles. Next, now complementary supplementary angle slide. Next you can see that lines. We have the lines. If I give you these two lines, how many ways we can arrange? Either they can be one and another. This is said to be the coincident. On one line we are drawing one more line, so that is called coincident lines. Next, if the distance between these two lines is always equal, like railway track, it is called parallel lines. Okay, next intersecting lines. Next, this is intersecting line, means the two lines cut at a point are called the intersecting lines. If the angle between two lines is 90 degrees, intersecting lines angle is 90 degrees, they are said to be the perpendicular lines. These are intersecting lines. Intersecting lines, perpendicular lines. Next, parallel lines. Parallel lines. Next, one and another means it's a coincident lines. Coincident lines. Here it has only one common point, it has only one common point. Here no common points in the parallel lines. Here it has the infinite number of common points. Okay, so these are the types of. Next, when the two lines, if these two or more lines intersected by a single line, I'll draw it clearly. You can see here first this is one line, and this is the another line, and this is the third line. These all lines are intersected by a single line in distinct points. 3 also distinct, means L, M, N are the 3 lines and P is the transversal. This line is called the transversal. The line which intersect 2 or more lines in distinct points are called the transversal. When the transversal intersect the 2 lines, how many angles are formed? It intersected only 2 lines. Then how many angles are formed here? 8 angles are formed. How many angles are formed? Total 8 angles are formed. Here the angles between these 2 lines are called interior, and which is above that are called the exterior. Interior angles and the exterior angles. Okay, I hope you all understood till here what we have discussed today. First, point. Point is the basic unit of geometry. Next, line segment. Line segment is a collection of points in a straight path, or set of union of points in a straight path with 2 ends is called what? It is a line segment. Next, line means the line segment which can be extended on both the directions without ends or infinitely is called what? Line. Okay, next, angle. Angle means what? Angle. The 2 rays have common point. If the 2 rays have common point, then the magnitude or measure of the between the 2 arms is said to be the angle. Okay, next we have the different pairs of different types of angles. What are the different types of angle? Zero angle, acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, and next reflex angle, and last one is complete angle 360 degrees. Okay, 0 degrees, acute angle measures 0 to 90 degrees, and next right angle is 90 degrees, and next obtuse angle is 90 to 180 degrees straight angle. Next 360 between is reflex angle, and 360 is the complete angle. Okay, so next we have the different pairs of angles. Those are first adjacent angles, means the 2 angles have the common vertex and common arm are called what? It's adjacent angles. Okay. Next, vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles means when the 2 lines intersect at a point, then angles formed at the same vertex and opposite directions are called what? Vertically opposite angles. Next, complementary angles. Complementary angles means sum of 2 angles is 90 degrees. Next, supplementary angles. Sum of 2 angles is 180 degrees. That is called supplementary angle. Next, we have when the 2 lines are 2 or more lines are intersected by a line are called what? It's the line is called transversal. When it intersected the 2 lines, they formed that 8 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles are formed. Here 3, 4, 5, 6 are called the interior angles. 1, 2, 7, 8 are called the exterior angles. Okay. Now, I hope you all are understood this. It is clear, and we will continue the next. And thank you one and all. First of all, I would like to say thanks to our beloved secretary sir and others all officials, and thank you so much.